Perfect. And so something I usually like to ask students that I haven't coached in a while or that I haven't coached, um, what are you looking to get out of this VOD, right? What are you struggling with? What are your kind of your goals? Why'd you bring in this game? Give me a little bit of a rundown here.
There's some fights I took that I don't think were good,
Uh-huh.
and then also like there was one fight where I think I could have turned, but I chose not to, even though I was really strong. Like I
Okay.
had my Bork. Um, and then another thing that I noticed is like I feel like I don't know that my warding is the best.
Okay. So just to kind of recap, you're fighting. You have some questions about your fighting. Maybe your warding could use a little bit of work, and you just want a little bit of a like
Yes.
holistic checkup as well, right? Okay.
Hmm.
Okay. Yeah, we'll take a look. So we're against GP, a little bit of an unorthodox champion in mid, but um, see a lot of GP in top, so I do have a lot of experience in this matchup. So the main thing you need to watch out when you play against GP is actually not the barrel. The barrel is okay to get
Hmm.
hit by. That's actually totally fine. It's the passive, right? So his passive is obviously when he auto attacks you, when he has the flame in his hand, it
Hmm.
does true damage, right? He does a true damage burn dot. It's like talent passive, right? The talent
Yeah.
passive dot. It's literally the same thing. Um, just it does true damage. So the way this works with GP is that anytime he hits a minion or anything, this goes away every time he auto attacks one. So what you're looking for whenever you're playing into a GP is avoiding his passive. Right now, when he hits a barrel, it also resets it as well. So basically,
Hmm.
that's the main thing you got to play around. And what you'll find, just at a high level, is that Yone melee matchups is all about what the enemy does, right? Not what you want to do, right? So again, specifically the GP, there's avoid barrels, right, which is its own thing. But realistically, the main thing versus GP is his passive, and not letting him get multiple passives. Because I have a feeling we can't even see on the screen. I'm pretty sure you're getting one shot because you're getting hit by a million passives. Let's see.
Yeah. I wasn't super comfortable with GP
Yeah, he
matchup.
hit you with barrel.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so he hit you with how many he hit you with two passives this lane already, right? Or three.
Yeah.
Surely it's not three. That's one.
I think it is 3 when I watched it.
Two. Yeah, it was two. Yeah, so it's like
Okay.
that's a lot. You gotta remember GP passive is like I gotta pull this up on the wiki real quick. GP wiki. We gotta look. I'll show you. Look how much fucking damage this shit does.
Holy shit.
50 true damage level one. So that's keep in mind auto attack. What's the base? What's the auto damage level one? What's his AD? 64, and he has arm, and you have armor, right? So his auto is
Yeah.
doing like 40 something. His passive is doing 50 true. It's like getting hit by like 3 abilities worth of damage, right? And you got hit by 2 of
Yeah.
those. And
It's like an
so
Orionic Q 3 times.
yeah, and so exactly. And so what you'll find whenever you're learning Yone is it's just really about how do I make the enemy have no windows to win trades, right? So it's like what do they need to do to win a trade, right?
Mm.
That's really the main thing you need to be focusing on in any match. Now, of course, you're probably not familiar with GP specifics. That's probably why, right? But this is
Yeah.
how you would be reviewing it, right?
Okay.
Because yeah, we're already like a little behind because you had the base level one and you have no flash. Okay. Yeah, so scuffed. Yeah, you can use the exhaust. Okay.
I think it was the level up timer that fucked me.
So if you're gonna go for all in and you know what you want to use, like, you're gonna go for all in. This is what I always say with you. Now you don't want to be opening up with your W, right?
Hmm.
Because first of all, look at what your W did not block any damage here. I mean, I
Yeah.
guess it did block. It blocked his passive, which is again going back to what I was saying. First of all, you should space his passive here, right? So don't give him the passive
Yeah.
auto. But then secondly, I would have actually held my W, exhausted him, and auto Q him, and then use my W at the tail end, right? That's what you should be
Okay.
doing because opening up a W like this, like you missed the Q. You could have just walked him and Q'd him when he's hitting his barrel, right?
Yeah.
And then you could use your W when he's like outside of your range or to block some key ability, right? I think the other thing is
Hmm.
that Again, when you're playing Yone, you want to be kiting melee champs. So
Yeah.
what I mean by that is you don't want to be trading auto for auto early game, as weird as that sounds, because you have to remember melee champions actually auto as well as Yone does early game, right? And so what
Mm.
you're doing is you want to use the short cooldown of your Q relative to their spells and kite them. So what I would do here after you exhausted him is Q him, click back, walk forward, Q him, get Q3, click back, Q3, and then hit him when he CC'd. Do you see what I'm saying?
Okay. Yeah, I do.
Okay. So Yone is all about kiting versus melee champs, right? So it's like you want to weave in Q, click back, weave, click back, and that's how you beat Renekton, for example, or Pantheon.
Yeah.
Okay. So I mean, that's he's a little ahead, but it's not the end of the world. Yeah, he's gonna pass it all to you. Thankfully, he didn't, right? Yeah. Yeah, nice. This one was much better, right? I really like the way you did this one, right? Because you're kiting him, you're not giving him the auto attack, right? You're playing slow, you're waiting for your Q to come back up, you're using the CC from your
Mhm.
Q3 to get some guaranteed damage, and you can't trade back. That was great. I mean, that's mostly spacing the barrel, so I don't want to nitpick that one too much. Obviously, no to try to space the barrel. Okay, got a gank, good, nice. I mean, I really like to eat a dodge a barrel. You know what I'm gonna say already with this one.
Yeah, I ate the auto like a fat chud.
I just look how much damage, especially Deathfire Torch. Look how much damage this. Okay, so that's 12, 24, 37, 49, 61, 86. Hello? 123 true damage at level 5.
Holy shit.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I would say this is actually quite a hard matchup for Yone because, like, GP, what he's gonna do is just sit on top of his barrel, and because your champ is so melee range, like, you can't actually trade. So I'd say this is not a really easy matchup, so I'll definitely be playing to minimize. So I'm okay with the way the lane is going in terms of, the outcome, but yeah, there's something
Yeah,
here
I
to go.
definitely could have played it better.
Yeah,
I don't think this DP was very good, which is part of the issue, but it was definitely a good intro to the matchup for me.
right. Well, okay, so what I really dislike here is the fact that you're even considering moving to a play, right? When you're playing Yone, this is how you want to navigate Yone lane when it comes to moving, right? So when do you move, right? So when you're deciding when you even want to consider moving to lane is you want to make sure you can have your Q3 stacked, right? But the most important
Yeah.
thing is that you have first move over your opponent, right? Because Yone is really bad at moving in the river because you have no way to stack Q, right?
Yeah.
So, which means you're very vulnerable. So what usually happens if you're not first move is like they move first, you're behind them, and then like how do you even go into a fight? You're just like watching, right? It's
Yeah.
extremely hard to go into a fight. And so typically what I do is I play for the push first, right? Play for the wave and then move. So if your mindset was, okay, I want to move to this, what I would do is play for the wave against the GP, right? His barrels have an extremely long cooldown, right? Just Q through the wave, right? Space his barrel, space his passive auto, get the wave in, get him under turret, and then move. That way he can't
So
actually
you
just walk
would
over.
you would just straight up Q through the wave right here and then like W and then
Yeah, because you have to remember. So again, the way GP works is before GP hits level 7 and 13, those are the breakpoints. His barrel arming speed is very slow, so the amount of time it takes for the each health to like go down is very slow,
Mhm.
and the recharge rate is really slow as well, which means that the cooldown is really long. So every time he places
Okay.
down a barrel, he has a long time for he can double barrel you. Right, it takes a while. So you're not
Yeah.
actually in threat to get double barreled right now.
Okay.
Yeah, because this is just a waste of time. You're just not farming right now. This is a complete waste of time. Like, in worst case, if you
Yeah.
didn't feel confident that you can move, like that you can push the wave, then let GP move and you push. Your punish is pushing the wave.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
That
the
makes
most
sense.
important thing is here. Like, you do not want to be moving to a play before Bork if you're not first or you don't have the wave like pushed. Like, it's like your champion is worthless. Like your melee minion, you have no way to get in range to deal
Yeah.
your damage. Okay, hold the wave. I don't mind that. You come back. R for mobility. Um, Not a fan of the W. You know, again with Yone W, it's like you're losing DPS. I would
Mhm.
personally, instead of even Wing, is just exhaust to guarantee the kill. Right, exhaust is not that long a cooldown, but if you thought you think you can kill him without it, that's fine. Then just insta E here and trade with him
How do you
with
think
your
GP gets away though?
what?
Because my mindset with the W was that I'm gonna kill him either way, so I might as well
Yeah,
just W the
yeah,
damage.
yeah. I know you kill. You got to remember autoing him is more damage than using your W. Right?
Yeah, I'm just worried about defending the damage though. I'm like I've can't he not get away though?
Yeah, he can't get away, but he also can't kill you. Like you're full health, right? You're on top of him
Yeah,
with full health. So like in this situation, it's really important. The reason why I'm like so adamant about this, even though yes, you could play this however you want, you can kill him, right? You can W the start or W at the end, it doesn't matter. But it's really important to
Mhm.
understand conceptually that Yone W is a massive DPS loss. Like I cannot
Yeah,
like if you have lethal tempo, if you have Conquer, it's not. With lethal tempo, it's an absurdly bad DPS loss to use your W, right? So you have to
yeah,
remember that you have to build that habit of like when you're in this situation, I mean like your health, even if you did W, you'd be like at this HP, right? So
yeah.
even if you don't need to use your W to extend your range, using it in a trade mid fight is just lowering your damage like crazy, right? So if you're in a
Okay,
situation where you're gonna kill someone,
it's just a mindset issue.
yeah,
Okay.
that's right. Okay, so you come back. Yeah, this is the same thing with the GP specifics. We already covered that. Um, Well, the main thing here is, I think it's both champion specifics, right? It's again the GP, but then also Soraka silence, right? So what I would have done is instant eat back the second you get the knock of the bait the Soraka silence, because I'm thinking, okay, if I'm Soraka here, I'm gonna try to silence you so you can't eat back. So what you can
Yeah.
find, what I do allow with Yone is I'll use the fact I'm an E to get someone to trade a key spell as well, right? So like for example, like Soraka E is a massive cooldown, right? So if I can get her to waste it and trade my E and I still got some damage off, that's really good. So if you just eat back right away, she would waste her silence. Now she's no silence for this play, and you'd still be like full health pretty much.
Okay. Yeah, that's interesting. I was scared, man.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, honestly, I think this is fine. Just use your R. Don't flash. Just use R out.
Kyle laughed at me for this one.
Yeah. I literally think if you just R out, you're chilling, right? I do think you do need to escape this because she has E still. She has another E, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, if you just R, you're fine. Didn't need the flash. Okay, you Bork now. I mean, you should just win now. Okay, so when you have Bork against most melees, you could just get, as long as you get on top of them, you win, right?
Yeah. You would just flat R him here?
Yeah,
Okay.
have Bork like you just stat check most melees, especially if you get it at a good time, right? You got it before 13 minutes, which is important. Usually, you want to get Bork before 13 minutes.
Yeah.
So you have it before 13 minutes, just fucking R, just literally R this guy. He's dead from full health.
Yeah.
You can
I'm
tank it. You
Thanos
can
right
pretty much
now.
tank everything. Again, if you have the right mindset of the W, you're not losing DPS by pressing W. You just instantly kill him there with your E as well.
Yeah, okay.
Whoa, 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 whoa! Like, so this is what I mean. You need to push the next wave. So this for me, I have my Q3 already stacked, right? So I'll get right up against this wave and Q3 it, right? So
Yeah.
you push it really quick. if you're already on it up here, and then you keep your Q3 stacked and you walk over, and then right. If you're a little late, it's fine because you'll have your Q3 ready for the play, right? You E R Q3 and you kill them, and then you also denying a wave as well.
So in terms of mindset, it
Yeah.
should be that like if I can get Q3 at the play, it doesn't really matter that I'm like late to the play,
Yes, that's
right?
right.
Okay.
Correct. That's right. So yeah, I think that's really really important. It's like because you got to remember, Yone has such high wave clear, right? And no opportunity cost clearing the wave, right? So like, let's even take Victor for example. Victor has an insane
Yes.
wave clear once he has E upgrade. But even Victor in this situation would not probably push this wave because his E has a like fucking like 9-second cooldown, right? So the opportunity cost. Yone has no opportunity cost to push a wave. Your Q has a like 1 second cooldown, right? So you should be up
Yeah.
here killing the wave immediately. Costs no mana, costs nothing. You push it instantly. So you need to build that habit of like before you go to a play, this wave needs to be dead. The incoming wave.
Okay. Yeah.
I know, but seriously, always have wave pushed and like be okay being second or late if you have Q3 up. All right. Well, with Q3 available, we should win this. Well, your first mistake is you started with Q3, right? Like I always say, you have to
Yeah.
start with R. This is if you start with R here, you would instantly win this fight because you have to remember your Q3 is actually more valuable spell to land than your R because first of all, it's more reliable to hit, and then you're on top of them. So the reason why starting with
Yeah.
R here is good is if you R first and you hit both of these guys, then you could use Q3 and redirect your Q3 here, and you would get a 4-man knockup, right? But if you
Yeah.
start with Q3, there's no way you can go Q3 into R and get a 4-man knockup. That's not gonna be possible, right? So that's why you always start with your R, even in a situation where you can land your Q3. Because yeah, I think you should. I think you should insta win this fight. Because yeah, if you insta R and you AOE all of them with your Q3, I think MF would probably die. Soraka wouldn't be able to heal. Varus would be able to actually hit them, and this fight would just be way better.
Yeah. I think this is definitely one of the fights where I was like, I felt like I played it
Yeah.
like I kind of coin flipped it and then I R away instead of winning the fight.
Yeah, I mean, in this situation, you have Borg, right? So one thing when you have Borg is you're the like what I always say with Yone is like Borg Yone is one of the strongest mids in the game, right? Like the trade off, like Yone is basically a piece of shit before you have Borg. The trade off is that your champ is like really really OP at Borg. So you want to
Yeah.
leverage that, right? Have the confidence here in the situation. So sure, it's the mindset, but like to be honest, I think I like this for me, I would never be in the situation because I would have just played this better. This is what I would be worried about. It's like how am I using my Q3 when it's stacked? Because if this is how we're using
Yeah.
Q3 when it's stacked, there's a problem, right? I think this is the classic W problem here, right? Let's look again.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just keep walking forward and you keep queuing. You would have Q3. You would keep running. You would keep going. You would have Q3 faster because you would have used your Q again. You would Q3 auto W and he would die. So yeah, that was definitely W lost you the kill there.
Okay. Hmm.
Okay, nice. Okay. Okay, how long have we been on this VOD so far? All right, already 20 minutes. Let's try to look a little bit at the minigame here too.
Okay.
Let's look at this. This is the same thing I was talking about. So here, the next wave, push, 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 push.
Yeah.
I mean, you even feel. I mean, like, what do we like? What do we offer here? You know what I mean? Like, you don't offer anything when you're approaching a fight like this.
Melee minion.
Yeah, you're a melee. You're literally a melee minion. Look. This is the look at when you actually start dealing damage. It requires a Diana to run it down for you to do anything, right?
And I W wrong too.
Yeah, you also W
Cuck chair
poorly.
Yone.
Yeah. Oh, please R. You should R here. R.
Oh, to group GP.
R, and
Yeah.
then Q3. Oh, whoa, what's happening with our Qs? We can't be missing these. These guys already taunted, right? So, I mean, this situation, take your time landing your Q. Like, I don't think it's acceptable to even say Q on a CC target, right? That's really problematic. You're on Q3 now. You would have killed these guys, right?
Yeah.
Back to Q3 here. Again, R first, Q3, this way, boom, hit the Soraka, one shot Soraka, get on MF, kill MF as well. GG, right?
Yeah.
Uh sure. Okay, go bot. This is good. I mean your macro looks pretty good here. This is great, actually. Your W usage again, really, really sus here.
Yeah, this W is not good at all. I'm
Yeah.
not blocking fucking anything.
You're not blocking anything, and you have to remember, even if you're blocking damage with Yone W, you still don't want to use it unless like you're going for a short trade or they're gonna kill you, right? Oh, we can win this. You fucked up again by Wing. You would have killed him if you
Yeah.
W. Because
No, my W usage is
this is
awful.
your
I did not
W
realize how
now.
bad it
This
was.
would be your W now, and then you would Q3 down and then auto attack him, and he'd be dead because you would have autoed him a few more times. So his HP would be way lower.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is very normal for every Yone player in Emerald and Diamond and Master Platinum, the entire range. It's W and R usage because these spells are like have an infinite skill ceiling and they're not intuitive, right, at all to use. So like even if you feel like
Wait,
you got
how does W have infinite skill ceiling?
like knowing the timing when you use it, right? Knowing the exact range, knowing
Oh,
when
okay.
to use it, knowing when to hold it, knowing when you need to use it quickly, right?
Mm.
Okay. This is fine. Yeah, your team's dead. It's fine. So so far, looking at your gameplay, just high level, your the things you're struggling with is the Yone ability usage with W and R matchup, the specific matchup, right? I mean, I know it's GP, right? Pushing the
Yeah.
wave ahead of time and just overall skirmishing, right? But your strength has been your mid game like decision making, right, at a high level. Like I think you're doing a great job of playing the side, forcing the enemy to react to waves, right? Not contesting every objective. I like this, right? So far, what you're doing.
Yeah.
This would be the first like macro decision that I don't love, but this one is very like simple in a way. It's not complex. I mean, the straightforward answer is you have two on bot.
Yeah.
So we don't want to be making a play wave number disadvantage, right? So this one isn't
Don't
like
die on weak side.
yeah, exactly. So it's like when you're on the weak side here, you just got to be a little bit more careful.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah, this has been really helpful.
So okay, in this situation, you decide to go top. My only, I mean, actually, I don't want to overcomplicate it yet. I will give you the answer because I was gonna say it already. But when you're in a situation in mid game where no one is on mid wave, somebody needs to be going mid. So like in this situation, your Varus goes top like this, and Pantheon goes on that mid wave. That's fine. Pantheon push last mid wave. This is fine. Now here, no one on your team is mid. You should just go mid. And the reason why is that mid gives you access to both side lanes, right? So once you push mid, either MF defends, then while she's defending, you go make a play top, or you go kill bot, or MF doesn't defend, and you get the free mid turret, right?
Okay.
So, so this is kind of the same thing as when you're side laning. Just you need to keep an eye out in general whenever no one on your team is on mid, because mid probably is the most important lane to get pushed over.
Yeah.
Okay, nice. You get some good kills. I think for the most part we're probably fine. You win this game, right?
No.
Oh, okay, we should definitely take a look at that then. It's probably just
I
fighting.
think the issue is, yeah, I
It's
think
probably
I
just fighting
grouped too
execution.
much. Kyle said I lost this game because I just didn't. Yeah, no, don't. Oh God.
Well, at this point in the game, you want to be grouping as Yone, right? Like once you're this strong, you
Yeah.
should be grouping. I mean, what I'm
How would you?
noticing is that your ability usage just needs work, right? Your ability usage across the board is
Yeah.
just suboptimal, right? You're getting yourself in good positions. You're just playing every fight basically like as poorly as
Robot.
possible, right? Like it's if I'm gonna be honest with you, right? That's the problem. That's the difficulty of Yo. Like some
Yeah.
players have really are fine with the micro, right? But struggle with the macro, right? Like their micro, their fighting is quite good. I've coached plenty of, especially players who come from like other complex champions, the really complex champions, when I coach them on Yone, their micro is like, yeah, they still need work with W and R, but their micro isn't bad. But then their macro is just like they don't know what they're doing, right? Whereas you, I think you got a bit of the opposite problem. I think your decision making is very good. You're putting yourself in a good spot, but like you're just not fighting well, right? Um,
That's really exciting though, because I think I'm better at solving micro issues than I am with
right,
macro issues.
right. So in this situation, first things first is you don't. This is a very common misconception of Yone. You do not want to be flanking as Yone. This is the biggest
Yeah.
mistake I hear with like so many people who don't play Yone. Like even coaches, like pro level coaches say, "Oh, flank as Yone." No, 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 no. You do not flank as Yone unless you have Q3, right? The reason
Yeah.
why you don't flank as Yone is because it's impossible to get your R is a piece of shit. Like okay, Ambessa, I'm going on a tangent here because it's really important to contextualize it. Ambessa
Oh my
was
god.
like absurdly broken for like so long, right? I think everyone here can agree.
Mhm.
Her R went from 0.6 cast time to 0.75, and this champ became a complete piece of shit. Do you want to know what Yone's R cast time is?
Like 1.25 or some
No,
shit.
it's the same as Abessa's nerfed R. So that should show you a cast ultimate that shoots in a line that has a 0.75 cast time is a complete piece of shit ability. So Yone's R is a complete
Yeah.
piece of shit, which means that when you're flanking and you have no way to get in range because your R is a piece of shit spell, then you're useless, right? And so that's why it's
Yeah.
really important you get your Q3 stack because then you have some way to actually participate in a fight. So when you're approaching this, I don't like her coming from this weird angle like this without your Q3. I would literally show right here and just stack your Q here, like show
Yeah.
and keep your Q3 stacked, and then fish for something.
Okay. So to clarify, my mindset in like the mid game in terms
Yeah.
of like starting fights is just where the fuck can I stack my Q3?
Yes. Where can you stack your Q3 and who
Okay.
can you hit for free? Right? People tunnel vision on trying
Okay.
to get like on the backline. Yone will have good backline access as long as you keep your Q3 stacked. You'll find a window, right? To get on them by using your
Mhm.
R for mobility. So what you should be thinking about as Yone is not necessarily how do you deal damage on a key target. It's more about how can you just deal damage to anyone, right?
Yeah.
To anyone safely, right? That's the goal because you're squishy with limited mobility. Again, if you don't have Q3, right? Um, that has high DPS, right? So because of this, the way you deal your damage is very difficult as Yone, right? It's hard to deal damage as Yone, but you deal a lot, right? So your
Yeah.
mindset every fight your approach needs to be, how can I find a way to deal my damage? Can I just hit their front line and stack my Q off their front line? Can I hold my R for threat? Can I stack my Q3 off of wolves? Can I stack my Q off the dragon? Can I E over a ledge? You see what I mean? You should always be thinking about that. Yeah, so we should not be sidelining at this point in the game. You have your item.
Okay.
The VOD's dying.
Kind of a dumb question. In
Yeah.
terms of side lane, how far do you like push it up at all before like you just group mid? Because I don't
It
really
depends.
know.
It depends on the point of the game.
Yeah.
So you mean
Like
in
right
this
there.
at this point in the game, I wouldn't even go side. I would push this one wave and then immediately go move. Like
Okay.
here, because the reason being, sorry, someone has background noise. Let me sit mute for a sec. Okay. Um. Yeah. So sorry, I lost my train of thought. When you're at this point in the game, the death timers are so long that sidelines don't really matter because the sideline cannot be pushed, right? Or it can be pushed all the way, and if you wipe them 5-0, you're ending the game no matter what. So, what you have to remember is that side laning at this point is not super important. So you don't have to worry about pushing the wave out all the way. Maybe I would like catch it a little bit, right? Maybe get it somewhat in the
Yeah.
middle and then move right away. So like here, I would reset, get your item, and then go, right?
Yeah, because it'll still push back into the middle. Okay. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
that makes a lot of sense.
Whereas early in the game, what you're doing when you push aside really deep and you force someone to react, yes, in mid game you want to be doing that because if your team dies while you do that, it's not that bad because the death timers are short and the objectives are not so impactful at that point in the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the problem here is that you're fighting with fucking 3,000 gold. Like, what is happening here? Right? And the reason why is that you missed your reset timer because you pushed this wave too much. This was your window to reset and come back with all your gold spent.
Okay.
I mean, think about it. Okay, think about it like this: if you have 3,000 gold unspent, your score is 0, 4, and 8 right now, right? Because that's how
Actually?
much. Because think about it, that's how much gold 10 kills is, right? 10 kills is 3,000 gold.
Damn.
You're basically 1, 4, and 8 right now
Okay.
because you have 3,000 gold in the bank. I mean, I don't want to pick this out. We're starting to get pretty early into the game. It's fine.
Yeah.
That's when you're fighting. We need to stack our Q3. Please stack your Q off the minions. Yeah, I mean, the reality you're just literally not stacking your Q, right? I mean, this is the freest
Yeah.
Q here. You just stack your Q off of these.
Melee
If
minion,
you had
and then
Q3 right now, you would
this E
kill
is
them,
awful.
right? Well,
Yeah.
it's awful because you don't have Q3. Q3, you are Breaker Banshees. Q3 this way, that's triple.
Yeah. And then we win.
Yeah. And so the problem here is that you're R without your Q3. Like I said, you never want to be using your R. Like, yes, using your R for mobility is good, but like without your Q3, they're gonna hit you back, right? And you're squishy. So you're too tunnel vision on like who like getting on a key target rather than just being safe with your damage, right?
Okay. So it's more about not dying than it is about
Yes.
murdering someone.
Yes,
Yeah.
because Yone has such high DPS, you get like I mean, look, you're killing a full tank. I mean, he died in
Yeah.
like 1 second, right? That's the trade-off of Yone, right? It's like your champ does infinite damage, but you also instantly die. So you're not playing like an Ari, right? Ari has a reverse problem because this is good for
Yeah.
anyone else listening, right? Ari has a reverse problem. Ari has a really easy time dealing her damage, right? It's not difficult to get your entire kit of damage off on a target as Ari, right? But it's very hard, like the DPS is low as Ari. So Ari players got the reverse problem, right? And so I say a lot with Ari players, they have the inverse problem. They hit whoever they can. When in reality, when you're playing Ari, it's all about waiting until you can find a key target. So Yone and Ari are like on opposite sides of the spectrum there, right?
Mm.
Yone doesn't matter who you're hitting, just hit someone where you can hit them safely. Ari, on the other hand, you have to be very patient with when you deal your damage.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so I think you tunnel
And
on the
then force a
GP,
fight. Yeah.
right? So like just E forward on the Darius and hit Darius, right? Nice and safely. Then you can always E back if you have to. And then you lose.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Yeah, so I know you. So it's very, very, very clear where your exact problems are. So for starters, again, your strengths is I think your mid game side laning is very good, right? So this is
Mhm.
if we're thinking about like why you're an Emerald level Yone player right now. It's you're above Emerald level in your side laning, but your fighting is below Emerald level, right? And
Okay.
your approach to fighting is below Emerald level. So that mixture puts you at I don't know where in Emerald you are. I'm guessing around Emerald 3, if I had to guess.
Emerald 0 LP4.
Yeah, okay, around there. Yeah, that's what I figured.
Yeah.
Yeah. So and so that mixture puts you at that elo range. And so your job, right, is to work on fighting, right? That's your learning objective. And then the specific things I want you to work on is I want you to work on reviewing your W and E usage, right, in a fight. So look at if you could have saved your W and or your E. Sorry, R, not E. Your E's have been pretty fine. Saved your WR. Combining R with Q3, using R for mobility, not using W when you're safe, right? DPS loss, etc. So that's a major thing I want you to work on. That's actually your biggest problem, right? And then I think the other big problem in terms of your fighting is the mindset slash approach to your fights as well, right? Again, it's so Yone again has high DPS, right? So you deal a lot damage to every target, but again, your damage projection is low. So how easy is it to get your damage off. Spoiler, it's hard, right? And then
Mhm.
it's like inverse of Ari. So, because I think Ari is pretty intuitive to understand that, right?
Yeah.
Ari is like
She's
literally
also
the
my second
reverse.
champ.
Great. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, fun fact, my first time challenger was I played Yone Ari, right? Which is a
Oh,
great
sick.
is a great combo because they have the inverse problems from each other.
So you become like a holistic
Yeah,
player.
exactly. That's right. So that's the other thing you have to work on is your mindset fights. And this last one, I think this is the easiest one to fix, low hanging fruit, is push your wave before you move. And I'm
Yeah.
gonna capitalize, please. Please. Your champion has no mana cost and no cooldowns. Those waves should be immediately dead before you move to a fight.
Okay.
So does that make sense what we covered and what you need to work on?
Oh, yeah, makes a lot of sense. Yeah, thank you so